It's here. Yay, Anita. I'm a little disturbed, so to speak. I had this new laptop, and I've used the camera for one or two streams. I think one last week's midweek motivation, and also I think I joined Roxy and maybe Sarah for a live stream or something like that where I was on camera and everything was fine. And I went to set it up for midweek motivation just now. I had plenty of time, and I didn't have access to the camera. And I did not know this, but my camera actually has a physical on-off button, which had somehow gotten turned off. So I had to spend some time trying to figure out where it was. It's a very slender slider switch, and it doesn't make a clicking sound. It just slides, whatever. And it is the same color. It's black, so it kind of blends right in with the frame of the laptop. And I had trouble finding it. And so I spent 10 minutes trying to figure out why my camera wasn't working and then trying to fix it. So I'm not done setting up. I don't have my cold beverage. But, here I am. Just a little, and it's also very, very warm today, but we don't want to turn on the air conditioning because it's going to get cooler again before, I don't know, it's a whole thing. We'll get into it. But Anita is here. Hello, Anita. Hi, everyone. Today I'm reading Homicide in hardcover by Kate Carlisle and Telltale Treats by Jennifer J. Cho. Or Chow. So is that also, is that also a mystery or a thriller? And Emily Lost in the Library is here. Hi, Emily. And Roxy is here. Good afternoon, Roxy. If you want to be on camera, let me know, and I will drop you a link because I don't know. You might be working though, so whatever. Just let me know. And Barkety says Wyoming, Silly and the gang. All those chickens. What is it? 46, I think you said that you have in the way of chickens. Because I had this. It's still sitting on the table in here. My chicken sticker, where it's a chicken reading a book and wearing a sign that says "Click if you love reading." Click, click, click. And Roxy says, I wonder if my laptop has an on-off switch. I did go look. Danielle is here. Danielle Dodson, if you want to follow her here on YouTube. Reading The Bot from the Woods. Is it The Bot from the Woods or The Boy from the Woods? By Harlan Coben. Nice. Roxy says, I will leave this on. I got some work to do. If I finish early, I shall let you know. Well, during the sprint, I will send you a link, and then you can just drop in if you have the availability and the energy and so on, or not. I'm treating it like an open house. I sent a bunch of links out this morning, and we'll see if anybody is in a position to make it. I know one person got back to me and said that they're busy for the first part of the stream, so they might be here later, hopefully. If not, I'll just be flying solo. That's fine too. Boy, it is The Boy in the Woods. Cool. Well, I'm all dolled up today. And let's see. Thank you, Sock, says Roxy. You're welcome. So I'm all dolled up today. I'm actually wearing a bra and everything. Makeup. Of course, I am a middle-aged lady in a tiara because I'm hoping that I'm going to spend the sprints doing a little video recording. Both of my stories are cozy mysteries, says Anita. Nice, nice. And I'm guessing one is puppy forward, hopefully. Anyway, so I'm going to use my 10 minutes of Yuck to finish setting up. And like I said, during the longer sprints, I'm hoping to get some recording done because I haven't done any videos in a long time. I think it's been the last video I did, I wasn't even on camera. It was a flip through Friday. I like those. Those are fun, but I didn't do one last week. Anyway, I haven't been on camera doing a video for a couple of weeks now because I just haven't been feeling all that great. So, I'm hoping to do that during the sprints rather than read a book. So I think I just want to jump into the 10 minutes of Yuck. As a reminder, the 10 minutes of Yuck are just a nice 10-minute sprint in which you can do things that you maybe don't want to spend more than 10 minutes doing anyway. Like getting your laptop plugged in. I had to unplug it while I was looking for the camera switch, so I don't know. I'll deal with that later. Anyway, so I want to, like I said, finish setting up. Anyway, so maybe you want to do you balance your checkbook if people still do that. Take out the trash, do a little vacuuming, do the lunch dishes, whatever it is. Just do it for 10 minutes, make phone calls, whatever, for 10 minutes, and then we can come back and have some book talk. Okay, so we are going to go until 15 minutes past the hour. So we are sprinting. I had all this stuff I was going to set up, but I didn't because I'm going to make it 16 minutes past. Well, I'll make it 15. And I had all the stuff I was going to do, and then I ended up spending all of that time and energy on getting my, getting my camera sorted out. What a pain in the neck that was. It's all very last minute and did not care for it. Let's see. Sprinting until 15. And perfect. Okay. See you in 10. And we're back. That was a short 15 minutes because it just was. The whole thing with having a new laptop is I had unplugged my laptop so that I could, take it into brighter light to find the on-off switch for the camera, which I didn't even know I had, it's nice. It's a nice feature. It was just like not the best circumstances under which to find out that I had this little button. And then I needed to plug it back in and I couldn't figure out how to do it. I was plugging it in, I thought, to the correct socket, but it wasn't lighting up like I'm now recharging. And then so I had to troubleshoot that. It turned out it was just the plug had gotten slightly dislodged from the wall outlet. So it's all better now, but it was like, and I think I finished setting up so I can film during the first sprint, whenever that happens to be. So Marie is here saying, hello, socket everyone, green woman, Marie. And Anita says, I did the dishes, went to the bathroom, and got a drink. My drink is still on the other side of the room, but it's a very small room, so because I was doing other stuff. And the other thing, too, is it's kind of chaos right now. I've got like stacks of books everywhere for my videos, and I am like paranoid that I am going to kick the table, because it's a very lightweight table, which is nice because I can like stick it in a closet when I'm not using it. But I'm paranoid I'm going to kick it and then my drink's going to go everywhere. And I have white couches and I don't need that kind of stress in my life. So it's safely sitting off to the side for now. Switched out the laundry, says Emily. Very nice. Very nice. Like I said, I just kind of did a little more setup. I have the videos I'm going to record today. I'm hoping to record today. I have a bunch of different ones I can do. I think I talked about this on the live stream before, and I don't know if I updated. I think I did. But this lovely reading journal that a friend of the channel, Alpha Nicole, she's the one who named it 10 Minutes of Yuck, by the way. She hasn't been able to join us in lives as often because she teaches school long distance. And so her schedule is kind of a little bit flexible. And she sent this to me for Christmas. And I had never really I had thought about keeping a reading journal before, and I decided maybe it wasn't for me. But when somebody sends you just like a gorgeous, gorgeous, well thought out gift like this, I'm just like, I'm going to use it. That's part of the gift, is using it. And it really did turn out to be a gift because I'm very much enjoying using it. And it has a lot of features, the logs, the reviews, you put in your logs and your reviews. And one of the things it has is a book bingo. And I think I've talked about this before, that I was working on the book bingo. And I finished the book bingo. And I actually wrote the titles of the books here. And I've started it again, just like I did it once. As I did each square, I outlined it in green. And I don't know if you can see, but like this one down here, over 500 pages, that's been outlined in gray because I've fulfilled that prompt again, because I'm going back and doing the bingo board all over again. So this is the list of books that I used to fulfill the various prompts. So I'm going to do a video about that, just talking about the books that I used to fulfill the prompts and how I felt about them. Let's see. We have a few comments. Anita says, white couches would scare me because I am very clumsy. Yeah, I am too, but they're from IKEA. Let's see if I can. They're the kind that used to be called Ektorp. I don't know what they're called now. And so these slip covers can be washed, and I have washed them a couple of times using color safe bleach. So that, helped. Again, like I say about the permanent Christmas trees here in my bedroom and downstairs and the white couches and so on, it's like, it's my way of saying I don't have pets or children. Jill's here. Hey, Jill. Are you having a warm and humid day like we are here? We had a little rain last night. It was lovely. It was cooling, but now it's warm again. It's supposed to be getting a cooling trend for the weekend, but. And Stormy says, hey, everyone, hanging out in chat as I am super tired. Storms last night. Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about that on Roxy's live stream last night. And early this morning, so I didn't get much sleep. Okay, well, just relax and let the live stream wash over you. Like a gentle tide, washing up urchins on the beach. where urchins are books. I don't know. I lost that metaphor very, very quickly. And Anita says, "Well, I would be washing them, so I'm glad you can wash it. Wash it. It makes it easier." Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. They did take a while to dry. They didn't fit in the dryer. I had to like wash them one at a time. You sound stuffed up, says Anita. I hope you feel better soon. Is it allergies? I don't know what it is. The problem I've been having, actually, and I talked about this when I was in the comments on Tiffany's live stream on Sunday, I have been kind of dealing with some depression lately. And it's not like violent depression. It's not like I'm sitting around feeling mopey all the time. It's just manifesting itself as just being kind of feeling tired and run down and kind of achy. Like there's something called, what is it called, conversion disorder, and it's where something like depression can manifest itself in physical symptoms, and mine comes across as just like feeling like I'm coming down with something, like I'm coming down with the flu when I'm not. So it took me a while to identify it, because in the past I've had depression, but it's been really, really bad, like very obviously depression. And now it's a little different as I've gotten older. And I was like, oh, I'm depressed. And it's like, oh, okay, now that I figured it out, I know what I can try to do about it. So that's helping. And it's like, as it was, I've spent the last month or so just waiting for a flu that never came. Jill says, we had rain last night. Yeah, yeah. It was a nice, gentle rain. So it started around 70 degrees this morning, but a sea breeze kicked in and it's around 60 right now. Ooh, that's so nice, Jill. That is so nice. I'm too far inland to get a sea breeze because I'm about, I think as the crow flies, I think I'm about 12 or 13 miles inland from Long Island Sound. And one of the local DJs talks about when he's giving the weather, he talks about how it's cooler along the shore, because even though it's not the open ocean, there's still a breeze that comes in off the sound. And he calls it CATS, which stands for cooler along the shore. So, yeah, this morning it wasn't as bad inside because yesterday it was very bright and sunny. And I'm on the east side of the house, so I get the sun first thing in the morning, and it just absolutely cooks this side of the house, my bedroom and this sitting room. And because we're on the second floor, and we had a maple in the front yard that was a beautiful shade tree, but it got diseased and died, and it had to go. And the thing is that even once the sun is coming from the other direction, it's still very warm. This morning there was just enough cloud cover that it wasn't quite as direct and sunny, so it didn't quite as hot in my room, but it's still kind of warm, especially when you're running around trying to figure out where the slider button for your camera is. Anita says, I have the same thing, although I have a cough, but I've been feeling very run down too, so maybe it's just something in the air. Yeah, the other thing is I kind of have like a permanent like post-nasal drip thing, and I actually my doctor actually prescribed Flonase, like non-prescription strength, but she prescribed it so that the insurance would cover it, and I'm using it like first thing in the morning, last thing at night, and I think I forgot the last couple of days, so that's probably not helping. And Jill says, I went out on errands and just had lunch. Nice. If you care to share what it was. We had bacon cheeseburgers. They're the kind that you get, like they're Black Angus branded, and they're like the bacon and the cheese is in smaller pieces and incorporated directly into the patty. So it's a frozen product, and I put it on my dual press grill. And we had that for lunch with a garden salad, lovingly prepared by Mom Marionette. Anita says it's 80 degrees here in New Jersey. I think that's like closer to what it is here. It might be even warmer. I think tomorrow it's supposed to get up to 90 and then cooling trend. And Emily says, I often have similar symptoms. Never thought about that being depression. Well, different people, it manifests differently, but sometimes, yeah, that kind of depression, anxiety, it can manifest as physical symptoms. They call it conversion disorder. It used to be called psychosomatic, but people tended to start thinking of psychosomatic as being the same thing as malingering, like you're just pretending to be sick or something, and that's not what it is. You really are sick. It's just what is causing the sickness. Is it allergies? Is it depression? Is it you're coming down with something? Like I said, once I figured out what was happening, I was like, oh, okay, there's things I can do to address that. And one of them is to get on lives and talk to people and in the comments or on camera. And that kind of thing helps get me out of my own head. Although I'm sitting here talking about my own head, so I don't know how effective it is. Murray says, right now there are dark purple clouds in one direction and sun in the other. Ooh, that sounds so pretty. The wind and rain last night was ferocious enough to wake me up. It smells so good outside, though, and less pollen. You know, can't see me over the comments. Gilroy was here. That's just very poetic the way you put that. I like that. That just very evocative. I was just like, I could see it in my head and smell it almost. Oh, lovely. Jill says, I'm not sure. I'm thinking I might be getting a cold, so I think I'm going to stay home the rest of the day. Yeah, stay in. Just take it easy. That sounds good. We like that. And she says, I had chicken salad on a bagel and pretzels. That sounds very nice, very tasty. Are you still, have you managed to catch up on sleep after all of the Easter weekend shenanigans? Because, yeah, it sounded like it was a lot. So anyway, that's one of the videos I want to record is bingo. Another one is, let's see, where to go? Had to extract this book. It was on the bottom of the pile. Is Alchemized by Sen Lin Yu. I read this a couple of weeks ago, and I read a library copy, and I liked it so much that I got my own copy. I was like, I'm going to want to reread this at least once or twice. Probably, maybe even one of those that I reread once a year or once every couple of years. Anyway, so I thought I'd do a video about this because I know a lot of people are kind of curious, like, is it for me? Is it not? And I thought I'd talk about it in its own video, although it is also a bingo book. It was the over 1,000-page prompt. And Anita says, she says to Jill, I had chicken salad on toast, and it was, I think that is Chef's Kiss or Homer Simpson going, oh. And Jill says, nope, haven't caught up on sleep. I'm hoping to get to bed earlier tonight. Just get a nice early stream. I probably won't go very long. So anyway, that's another video I was thinking of doing. And also, I mentioned this last week and just now with the sticker, Passport to Connecticut Libraries. My mom and I hit 4 libraries on Monday. And so I'm going to do a library haul and talk about that and the Passport program, because I haven't done a video about the Passport program yet, and show off some of the stuff I got. So you're going to get a preview of that. Yummy, says Anita. Yeah, chicken salad. That sounds good. Should make some chicken salad. That would be really good. Man, this is a mess because I went to pick up like one book from the library and two. I went to pick up 2 books from the library, and then we went to these other libraries to just, get our little passport stamped and get our swag. And we both ended up picking up a lot of stuff. I think I ended up bringing home like 17 books. One of them, it turned out I had already read, but it wasn't very memorable. So I was like, wait, did I read this? And I was like, oh yeah, it wasn't very good. So that's one book that can go back. So yeah, we got some more stamps. We did go to 4 libraries, but one of those libraries isn't participating this year because they've got like a whole bunch of stuff going on and they just don't have the time and the energy to devote to it. So that was Meriden. But at Meriden Library, that's one town west of me, they have a permanent Friends of the Library bookstore. I may have picked up a few books. I got all of these for like $7. It's another video I can do, or I might do that during the chatty bits after one of the sprints. Mari says, my lunch will be a salad with chicken on it. I'm looking forward to it. Boy, it's a chicken kind of day for a lot of people. It all sounds very good. It does. Not that our burgers were bad, because they were very good, but chicken. So Meriden wasn't participating, but they were the only library that had one of these books that I wanted. It's the one for the Tea and Biscuits book club. It is, hang on a second. As the Devil Dares. So I needed to go to that library to get it because they were the only ones who had any copies of it. Stormy's like, yay, books. I got them. And so I didn't get my passport stamped and I didn't get any swag. Then we went to Wethersfield Library. And if you've ever read The Witch of Blackbird Pond, that was set in Wethersfield, Connecticut in, I believe, colonial times. So yeah, you might be familiar with that from there. And they gave us, oh my gosh, it's a mess in here. It really is. It's a fun mess. Ooh, oops. They gave us a seed packet. We each got a seed packet. I got lupin, and I don't know what my mother got. Asters, maybe? I don't know. Something that comes in a seed packet, and that is because this is from the Charles C. Hart Seed Company, which is in Wethersfield, and they donated these to the library to give away as part of the Passport to Connecticut libraries. So that was very nice. And like I said, I can't remember. I know Mom didn't get lupin. I don't know what she got. So we got that, and they also gave us this magnetic bookmark. Was clipped the seed packet with their logo on it. So that was fun. Mari says, nice haul. I love our library book sale room. I am currently reading the Tea and Biscuits book. I am probably going to wait until Friday or Saturday. I like to read them a little closer to the actual discussion, because I think we're talking about it on Sunday, I want to say. I think. I like to read it a little closer to the discussion so that I can remember everything. And so then we went to, where's my little passport? Like I said, it's just absolute chaos here. Wyoming says, can't wait to see your book haul. It's my absolute favorite videos. I enjoy seeing what everyone finds in the wild. Well, yeah, you're going to get a preview now. So I'm not going to do it too much because I am going to do it as a video. But, then we went to Rocky Hill Library, which had a sticker, Read, Learn, Discover. Rocky Hill is a couple of towns north of where I am. It's on I-91. And when they were building Interstate 91, which is the connector from I-95, and I believe it goes all the way to the Canadian border in Vermont, New Hampshire, it kind of straddles the state line between Vermont and New Hampshire along the Connecticut River. That they built it in the 60s. And while they were building it, they, excavating to put down the road and everything, they found dinosaur tracks that were imprinted in stone. So they have like a whole little dinosaur state park over there that is like where they diverted the freeway so that they could leave those kind of like in situ. So they built a little building around it and everything, and they have like this information about what kind of dinosaurs they were and what Connecticut was like in terms of weather and topography back in those dinosaur times. It's like, they are some of my favorite videos too, Wyoming, says Mari. Well, I will do that. I will make sure to do a video on that as well. Because I've got the library haul, and then I've got the books I bought, and then I have the passport stuff. So anyway, that's what Rocky Hill, Connecticut is like. I used to live there. When I first moved to Connecticut, when my mom and I first moved to Connecticut, she came out here first and just got us an apartment for like a 6-month lease apartment where we could stay until while she looked for a house. And so she came out, set that all up. We had our stuff shipped and she set it all up. And then she flew back to California, and then we drove the car across country, had a nice cross country trip. I started to get sick. I started to get a little bronchitis. And when we got to Rocky Hill, before we went to the apartment, we went to the post office because I had mailed some stuff to myself, and it's across the street from the library. So we went to the post office. I went to the library, got my library card, checked out some books, and then we went to the apartment. And I was, like I said, I was kind of not feeling great. And fortunately, before she left, my mom had not only unpacked a bunch of my stuff, she'd unpacked enough of my stuff to get to my sheets so that she could make up the bed for me. So I was able to just collapse right into bed. It was a nice way to get here. It was actually snowing a little bit because it was in mid to late March. So yeah, I've been here for 25 years, pretty much exactly. So that was Rocky Hill. And then we went one town south to Cromwell, and Cromwell gave us this coffee mug. Isn't that pretty? It's got that border, and CPBL is Cromwell Belden Public Library, because Belden was it's named for somebody whose name was Belden. That was the proper order of things when moving to a new place. Library cards first. Yeah, I actually kind of went to the post office so I would have mail that was addressed to me so I could show it as proof of residence to get my library card. Anyway, so that was cool. So that's the stuff I picked up, the like swag type stuff I picked up. And then, like I said, I ended up checking out a lot of books. So that's what I will be working on during the sprints today. And in terms of books I've read recently, last night I finished my buddy read of Stolen Air with Kristen and the Never Ending TBR in Kristen's Corner. And then we're going to move on to the next book in the series. This is the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark. It's mafia romance. Bloody Heart, but not for a few days because she ordered it from Pango, I think, and so she needs to get it before we can start it. And we were like, it is about like one of the characters that is kind of boring, at least so far. Maybe when he gets his own book, he'll be interesting. But we were like, oh, is it that guy? Boring. Hopefully not. And I am in the middle of another buddy read, and this was one of the books I got at Meriden that I was going to pick up, as opposed to the dozen and a half books that I wasn't necessarily planning to pick up. And that is A Middlemarch by George Eliot. It is a classic. It is a chonker, but it is moving right along. We have set a pretty aggressive reading pace on this. And I'll talk about it a little bit later. I'm co-reading this with Alicia of Birdie in the Books. So anyway, we're hoping to get it done in a week. So I haven't done today's reading. Today's reading is about 100 pages. So I will hop on short. Oh, Birdie in the Books. Speaking of, I will hop on shortly. I got done with my appointment earlier than I was expecting to. Nice. Anyway, like I said, she's the one I'm reading Middlemarch with. So perfect timing. So that's the book situation. There's another book I was going to talk about. Oh, it's on the other side of the room. I wish I were Stretch Dude, and I could just reach over and grab it. Anyway, so yeah. So the plan for today is I want to do a video about alchemy. I mean, I'm not going to get all of these videos done. It's just what I can do. You know, the kind of list my options. And so there's the bingo, there's the dedicated video about Alchemized, there's the library haul, and then the library book sale haul, which I think I'm going to do those as two separate ones, and do the library book sale haul along with the discussion of Passport to Connecticut libraries. So that's my plan for today. Does anybody else have anything they're planning to do during the longer sprints? Or are you just like, oh, come on, just start the longer sprints already? Okay. Anyway, so those are the books. This is the only book I currently have in progress. I was going to start another one last night, but I didn't. I was like, maybe I should get some sleep. That'd be nice. And I did. It was lovely. I kept waking up and going back to sleep. I woke up at like 8, went back to sleep for 45 minutes, woke up at, 8:45, went back to sleep for another hour. I think I eventually got up at 11 and I made myself a cup of coffee and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to bother with breakfast. We'll just go straight into lunch. Lunch and read are my big goals, says Maury. Did you tell us what you're reading? You might have done. Anyway, but yeah, I'm going to record video because I haven't done that in a while and I'd like to get back into the swing of things. I love George Eliot, says a Wyoming. My favorite of hers is Adam Bede. I think I tried to read Mill and the Floss in the 90s when I was in my early 20s, and I couldn't get into it. But Middlemarch, I was a little apprehensive about Middlemarch, but I'm getting into it. Like I said, I'll talk about that later. Oh, that's right. You said As the Devil Dares. This book, yeah. You said that, and I just went in one side and out the other. In one eye and out the other. Okay, well, let's do a 45-minute sprint. Actually, let's make it a full 50 minutes and go to half past the hour. I think I'm going to do that, and that'll give everybody a chance to really get into whatever it is you're working on or doing. Emily said I was doing dishes during the chat, but I just finished. I went to the library too yesterday and got lots of books. Nice. Okay, so we're going to go for a full 50 minutes to half past the hour. And let's see if I can. I have a picture somewhere. Okay, and there's the picture. And let me set up the banner. Okay. And let's see. Emily says, I will be reading Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I keep seeing that, and I think I thought about reading it, and then I'm just not where my head is at right now. But okay, so now we are going to start our sprint and go till half past the hour. So I hope everybody has a good sprint. We're back. And Alicia is waiting off stage. Give me the thumbs up if you're ready to join. Alicia? Can anybody hear me? Anyone at all? I don't know if I'm here or not. I'm really. I just spent an absurd amount of time down a rabbit hole. Thank you, Stacy. I spent an absurd amount of time down a rabbit hole because the new laptop doesn't like Shotcut, and I'm trying to figure out how to install it, and it's driving me nuts. And I'm waiting for Alicia to let me know if it's okay to add her to the live stream. But I think she has me muted. Let's see what everybody else got up to. Like I said, private chat. Okay, I've got too many things happening at once, and it's really stressing me out. Um, oh. I can't do this right now. The stream is over with.